When a woman opens up about her problems, most men misunderstand what she really wants. Many believe that she is asking for solutions, advice, or for him to fix things. That's a mistake. Women share problems not to burden you or to create pressure. They share them to connect emotionally, to feel heard, and to understand your reaction. The way you respond to her during these moments can significantly impact her attraction, respect, and trust. Understanding what it means when a woman tells you her problems is about recognizing emotional dynamics. It's about listening, showing empathy, and demonstrating stability without losing your confidence or authority. Most men respond too quickly with advice, opinions, or attempts to solve the problem, and in doing so, they miss the deeper point. She wants to feel that you are attentive, emotionally grounded, and supportive without becoming needy or overbearing. When you grasp the psychology behind this, it transforms the way she sees you. She begins to recognize emotional intelligence, composure, and the kind of man who can be a calm presence in her life. This does not mean becoming a counselor or sacrificing your boundaries. It means creating space for her to express herself while demonstrating strength, calmness, and confidence. In this video, you will learn why listening matters more than solving, how to respond without overstepping, and what your behavior communicates about your value. You'll see why some men increase attraction simply by remaining grounded, patient, and attentive when a woman shares her challenges. This knowledge will allow you to deepen connection, earn respect, and subtly enhance your influence and attraction in modern dating. 1. She wants to be heard. The first thing a woman wants when she shares her problems is to be heard. Most men jump straight to giving advice, solutions, or opinions, but that's not what she needs. When she opens up, she is looking for acknowledgement and validation of her feelings. Listening actively and attentively communicates that you value her perspective and understand her emotional experience. It shows maturity and emotional intelligence, qualities women naturally respect and are attracted to. Being heard does not mean agreeing with everything she says or losing your stance. It means creating a space where she feels safe to express herself without judgment. This often involves maintaining eye contact, nodding to show you are following, and occasionally paraphrasing to demonstrate understanding. These small cues signal that you are present and genuinely attentive. Silence or pauses during her sharing are equally powerful because they allow her to process and feel heard without interruption. Many men fail at this stage by reacting impulsively. Offering solutions too quickly, debating her perspective, or minimizing her experience can unintentionally communicate impatience, emotional instability, or a lack of respect. Even if your advice is sound, the timing is critical. The priority is emotional connection first, problem-solving second. By listening first, you position yourself as calm, stable, and capable, a man who can handle emotional situations without being overwhelmed. Listening also strengthens attraction subtly. Women instinctively notice men who remain grounded while they express themselves. It demonstrates that you are confident enough to handle vulnerability without feeling challenged or diminished. Over time, these interactions create trust and emotional safety, which are critical for deeper connection. She will begin to associate you with calmness, reliability, and understanding, the kind of qualities she looks for in a long-term partner or emotionally supportive companion. Active listening is not passive. It requires patience, composure, and self-control. By holding back from immediately offering solutions or advice, you give her the opportunity to feel fully understood. This internal emotional recognition fosters closeness, increases respect, and enhances her perception of your value. When done correctly, listening positions you as the man she can rely on emotionally without turning you into a crutch. It's a subtle yet powerful way to strengthen attraction and influence while respecting your own boundaries and maintaining independence. 2. She seeks emotional validation. The second thing a woman wants when she shares her problems is emotional validation. Beyond just being heard, she wants to know that her feelings make sense and are acknowledged. This is not about agreeing with everything she says or fixing the problem. It's about showing that you recognize her perspective and understand her emotions. Emotional validation communicates respect, attentiveness, and emotional intelligence, which are incredibly attractive qualities to women. Validation can be simple yet powerful. Phrases like, "I can see why that would upset you," or "that sounds really challenging," signal that you are present and empathetic without taking over the conversation. Physical cues, like maintaining relaxed posture, nodding, or gentle eye contact, also reinforce your attentiveness. The key is to convey that her feelings are legitimate and respected while keeping your own composure intact. Many men make the mistake of jumping into advice too quickly, thinking that solutions are the most valuable response. While advice has its place, offering it prematurely can make her feel dismissed, unheard, or that her emotions are being minimized. Validation must come first, because it reassures her that you understand her experience and are not threatened by her vulnerability. It establishes trust and positions you as a man capable of holding space for emotions without being reactive or controlling. Emotional validation also deepens attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who are stable, grounded, and capable of providing a safe emotional environment. When she feels that her emotions are acknowledged without judgment, she begins to associate you with calmness, reliability, and emotional security. This internal recognition fosters respect and makes her more likely to open up in the future. Validation does not mean losing your boundaries or becoming overly involved. It's about demonstrating composure while recognizing her perspective. You remain confident and independent, showing that you can engage emotionally without being swept away or overwhelmed. This balance is rare and highly magnetic in modern dating. When done consistently, emotional validation creates a dynamic where she trusts you more, respects you, and begins to see you as someone who adds value beyond surface-level attraction. It reinforces your presence as a steady and desirable figure in her life, increasing emotional connection and paving the way for deeper engagement. 3. She wants your stability. The third thing a woman seeks when she shares her problems is stability. Stability doesn't mean having all the answers or taking over her challenges. It means demonstrating that you are emotionally grounded, composed, and capable of handling her vulnerability without being reactive. Women are naturally attuned to energy and emotional cues, so how you respond communicates far more than your words. When you remain calm, confident, and steady while she opens up, you position yourself as someone she can rely on and respect. Stability shows her that you are a man who can provide emotional balance rather than chaos. Most men make the mistake of becoming anxious, frustrated, or overly involved when a woman vents. This can make her feel burdened or even question your ability to handle adult conversations. When you maintain composure, it sends a silent message. Your presence is safe, and your energy is dependable. That reliability is magnetic. Women are drawn to men who can stay grounded, even in emotionally charged situations. Stability also involves active listening without overreacting. You don't need to solve every problem or offer endless advice. You simply need to show that her emotions will not destabilize you. This allows her to open up further because she feels safe expressing herself without fear of judgment, irritation, or chaos. It also signals emotional intelligence. She recognizes that you can engage deeply without losing control or becoming needy. Being stable doesn't mean being passive or detached either. You can express empathy, ask clarifying questions, and show that you understand her perspective while still maintaining your own energy and independence. That balance creates a dynamic where she feels supported but also respects your boundaries. Stability demonstrates that your life is grounded and not dependent on her emotional state, which increases her attraction and trust in you. Many men fail because they try to fix her or take ownership of her problems. True stability is about providing presence and emotional balance, not becoming a counselor or a crutch. When you act as a calm, confident, and reliable presence, women feel the difference immediately. They sense that your energy is a safe space where they can be themselves. This stage deepens her trust and emotional connection. Women naturally gravitate toward men who combine emotional awareness with composure, and by showing stability, you establish yourself as someone she can count on. Over time, this fosters stronger respect, attraction, and a sense of security, which are essential components of meaningful connection. 4. She tests your response. The fourth thing a woman does when she shares her problems is test your response. This isn't always conscious, but it is a natural part of how women gauge a man's emotional intelligence, stability, and confidence. She may present her issue in different ways, observe your tone, or even push slightly to see if you remain composed. These subtle tests help her determine if you are someone she can trust with vulnerability, or if you will react impulsively, become frustrated, or try to fix everything immediately. Testing responses is an internal evaluation of your character. Women are attracted to men who handle challenges calmly and with patience. When she sees that you can remain grounded, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully, it reinforces your value and reliability. On the other hand, overreacting, becoming defensive, or rushing to solve her problems signals insecurity or a lack of composure, which can decrease attraction. Tests often appear as repeated disclosures or revisiting the same topic. She may share different aspects of her issue or frame it in multiple ways to see if you remain consistent in your response. Your ability to stay steady, composed, and emotionally intelligent during these moments demonstrates that your stability is genuine, not situational. This consistency builds trust, respect, and emotional attraction, as she recognizes you are capable of handling real-life challenges without being shaken. Many men fail at this stage by trying to prove themselves, over-explaining, or offering unnecessary advice. These reactions inadvertently communicate neediness or a lack of confidence. The key is to respond with empathy, maintain composure, and respect her emotional space. You can validate her feelings and show understanding without taking ownership of her problems. This demonstrates strength, independence, and emotional intelligence, the qualities women instinctively respect and find attractive. Passing these subtle tests increases her comfort and trust, allowing her to open up more freely over time. She begins to associate your presence with stability and reliability, which deepens her emotional connection and strengthens her attraction. By handling these tests correctly, you shift the dynamic from reactive interaction to measured influence, showing that you are someone capable of maintaining composure and providing genuine support without being overbearing. In essence, when a woman tests your response, she is assessing whether you are the kind of man she can rely on emotionally. Your ability to stay grounded and empathetic while respecting boundaries sets you apart from men who react impulsively. Handling this stage with patience and confidence enhances her respect, deepens her emotional engagement, and subtly increases her attraction, creating a stronger, more balanced connection. 5. She seeks trust. The fifth thing a woman does when she shares her problems is evaluate whether she can trust you. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful connection, and when she opens up, she is essentially testing whether you are safe to confide in. Women are naturally sensitive to emotional cues, and they pay attention to how you react, whether you respect her vulnerability, and whether you maintain composure. Every response you give communicates whether you are someone who can be relied upon emotionally or someone who may dismiss, judge, or overreact. Trust is built through consistent behavior. When you respond with empathy, patience, and attentiveness while maintaining boundaries, you demonstrate that you are emotionally mature and reliable. You don't need to fix her problems, offer constant advice, or become overly involved. Simply showing that you are steady, composed, and attentive communicates safety and builds confidence in your presence. Women feel drawn to men who can handle emotional disclosures without being shaken or distracted. Many men fail this stage by reacting impulsively, providing unsolicited solutions, or making the conversation about themselves. These behaviors break trust because they signal self-centeredness or insecurity. Trust grows when your focus remains on her perspective, emotions, and experience while you remain calm and consistent. This creates a dynamic where she feels valued, understood, and respected without pressure. When trust develops, women feel more comfortable opening up further. She may share deeper challenges, discuss more personal experiences, or explore vulnerable topics because she recognizes that you are a safe space. This gradual opening strengthens emotional connection and deepens attraction, as she associates your presence with reliability, stability, and understanding. Your ability to foster trust also sets the stage for long-term influence. Women instinctively seek men who can hold space for their emotions without losing composure, and trust is the marker that indicates you have mastered this balance. When she trusts you, she is more likely to respect your boundaries, align with your values, and engage authentically in the connection. Trust is not earned overnight. It is built over repeated interactions where your responses are measured, empathetic, and consistent. Silence, patience, and calm engagement during these moments reinforce reliability. Over time, she recognizes that confiding in you is safe, emotionally rewarding, and meaningful. In short, when a woman shares her problems, she is testing whether you can be trusted with her emotional vulnerability. Handling this stage effectively strengthens respect, attraction, and emotional connection. Trust transforms casual interaction into meaningful engagement and positions you as a man who is emotionally intelligent, grounded, and genuinely valuable in her life. 6. She wants understanding. The sixth thing a woman seeks when she shares her problems is genuine understanding. Understanding goes beyond simply listening or acknowledging her feelings. It involves grasping the emotions behind her words and demonstrating that you truly get it. Women are not just looking for solutions or quick fixes. They want to feel that their experiences, frustrations, and concerns are seen, recognized, and respected. When a man conveys understanding, it communicates emotional intelligence, empathy, and reliability, all of which naturally enhance attraction. Understanding is conveyed through both verbal and nonverbal cues. Simple phrases like, "I can see why that feels so difficult," or "That makes sense. I understand why you feel that way," signal that you are mentally and emotionally present. Body language, tone, and facial expressions play a critical role as well. Calm, attentive posture, relaxed eye contact, and gentle acknowledgement show that you are engaged without being overbearing. The combination of these cues assures her that you are fully grasping not just the facts of her situation, but the emotions that accompany them. Many men fail at this stage by jumping to solutions or inadvertently dismissing her feelings. Offering advice too early or minimizing her experience can communicate that you are not tuned in emotionally. When this happens, women often feel unheard or undervalued, which can damage attraction and trust. Understanding, however, fosters connection because it validates her perspective without compromising your own confidence or boundaries. Demonstrating understanding also allows a woman to process her emotions more effectively. When she feels that you truly grasp her situation, she is more likely to calm down, think clearly, and appreciate your presence as a stabilizing force. This positions you as someone she can rely on, not just for support, but for emotional balance and guidance when necessary. Understanding should be delivered with composure. You do not need to become overly involved or take responsibility for her problems. Instead, your role is to create a space where she can feel fully recognized without judgment, pressure, or interference. This subtle balance makes you appear emotionally intelligent, confident, and attractive, qualities that deepen connection and respect. When consistently applied, demonstrating understanding strengthens emotional intimacy and reinforces her perception of your value. Women naturally gravitate toward men who validate their emotions, comprehend their perspective, and maintain composure throughout. By embodying understanding, you create a dynamic where she feels safe, respected, and increasingly drawn to you. In short, understanding is a critical stage in the process of sharing problems. It ensures that emotional engagement is positive, builds trust, deepens attraction, and positions you as a man who can navigate vulnerability with confidence, empathy, and strength. 7. She wants connection. The seventh thing a woman truly seeks when she shares her problems is connection. Beyond being heard, validated, stable, tested, trusted, and understood, she wants to feel that you are present with her on an emotional level. Connection is the culmination of all the previous stages. It's the moment she experiences your presence as supportive, safe, and genuinely engaged, creating a bond that goes beyond casual interaction. Connection does not mean losing your independence, over-investing, or trying to solve everything for her. It means showing empathy, attentiveness, and emotional availability while maintaining your composure and boundaries. By doing this, you communicate that you are someone who can share space with her emotionally without being consumed or overwhelmed by her problems. This balance is magnetic because it signals strength, emotional intelligence, and reliability. When connection is established, she begins to feel a deeper emotional attachment. She associates you with feelings of safety, understanding, and respect. Your consistent behavior during her moments of vulnerability reinforces the idea that you are dependable and capable of holding space for her without judgment. Many men miss this stage by either overreacting or disengaging. Overreaction signals instability, while disengagement signals disinterest. True connection arises when you remain grounded, empathetic, and confident throughout the interaction. The quality of connection is enhanced by your ability to mirror her emotions subtly. Reflecting her feelings without mimicking or overcompensating shows attentiveness and emotional resonance. Simple phrases, a calm tone, or a moment of quiet understanding can communicate more than words. The goal is to make her feel that her emotions are recognized and that she is not navigating them alone. This fosters mutual respect, attraction, and trust, forming a foundation for deeper engagement in the relationship. Connection also transforms how she perceives you. Men who can provide emotional support while staying composed are seen as rare and valuable. This creates an internal recognition that you are not just present physically or socially, but emotionally reliable. It naturally increases attraction because she experiences you as someone who enhances her life emotionally rather than creating stress or pressure. By consistently providing presence, empathy, and composure during her vulnerable moments, you establish a pattern of connection that strengthens her desire to engage with you more authentically. This stage solidifies the emotional bond, deepens trust, and positions you as a man of value, stability, and intelligence. In short, connection is the ultimate goal when a woman shares her problems. It combines attentiveness, validation, stability, trust, and understanding into a seamless emotional experience. When executed correctly, it enhances attraction, fosters respect, and creates a deeper, more meaningful bond that naturally draws her closer to you. When a woman shares her problems with you, it is not a call for solutions. It is an opportunity to demonstrate emotional intelligence, composure, and reliability. She wants to be heard, validated, and understood, and she seeks stability, trust, and connection throughout the conversation. How you respond during these moments communicates more about your value, confidence, and character than anything else you could say. Most men fail because they jump straight to advice, overreact, or make the conversation about themselves. The key is to listen attentively, validate her emotions, maintain calm, and create a safe space for her vulnerability without losing your composure. By doing so, you demonstrate strength, maturity, and emotional balance, qualities that naturally increase attraction, respect, and trust. Understanding this dynamic allows you to build deeper connections without chasing, pressuring, or manipulating. Each time you handle these moments with patience and intelligence, you reinforce your value and influence, showing that you are a man who can navigate emotional situations effectively. Ultimately, when a woman shares her problems, she is inviting connection and emotional engagement. Responding with attentiveness, empathy, and composure not only strengthens her perception of you, but also positions you as someone she can rely on emotionally. Master this, and you create a dynamic where attraction, respect, and trust grow naturally, paving the way for meaningful connection and deeper engagement.